Hi guys, welcome back. Matt here, musician and music teacher from the UK, and today's video is a beginner's guide on reading rhythm. So from the off, I need to say this video is not specific to drummers. If you just started out playing drums or any other instrument for that matter, then this video is designed to help you become more comfortable with the art of reading rhythm. Those little black dots on the page that may or may not make much sense. Likewise, if you're a self-taught musician and, being honest, maybe a little bit afraid of reading music, then I think this video's for you. So to begin with, we're going to start with one voice, one line of rhythm, today being marked out on a practice pad, but this can be played on any instrument of your choice. We'll begin with a line of quarter notes, otherwise known as crotchets. The tempo will be 100 beats per minute. We can now split these crotchets into varying amounts, in half to create eighth notes, or in half again to create 16th notes. Using these subdivisions, we can create a combination of notes which leads to a variety of different rhythms. For instance, an 8th note and two 16th notes would be this. Or two 16th notes and an 8th note would be this. On the other hand, we can add two quarter notes together, creating a half note, otherwise known as a minim, which would sound like this. And further to that, we can add two minims together to create a whole note, otherwise known as a semi-breve, which would sound like this. Semi-breve lasts as long as 4 quarter notes. It's fair to say music can be a complex language, but if we can draw parallels to things that we are already comfortable with, then it's going to make this job a lot easier and is a great way of transferring skills. A lot of this is covered in my subdivision video, so if you haven't seen it already, you can click the link above and check that out. Something we touched on briefly in the subdivision video is attaching a word to each rhythmic grouping. So let's start with the easier ones. So from now on, we can sound out our quarter notes as T. A pair of 8th notes together would be coffee, and 4 16th notes would be Coca-Cola. A time signature tells the musician how many beats are in a bar and what kind of beats they are. The top number signifies how many beats, and the bottom number will signify what kind of beat. So the bottom number being 4 means it's going to be quarter notes. In exercise 1, we can see T's, coffees, and Coca-Colas, so our first approach would be to sound out the rhythm with our voice. Here is 4 bars of rhythm with a time signature of 4/4. Tea, tea, coffee, tea, Coca-Cola, coffee, Coca-Cola, tea, coffee, coffee, Coca-Cola, coffee, coffee, Coca-Cola, tea, tea. So if we can subdivide these rhythms accurately with our voice, then we stand a really good chance of being able to play that on our instruments. So after 4, let's try that on the pad. Okay, here's exercise 2, another example of that. Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola, coffee, Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola, coffee, coffee, tea, coffee, tea, Coca-Cola, 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 coffee, Coca-Cola, tea. So once we've said it through with our words, we can now transfer that to playing that on the instrument. A really great tip is that if you're not quite ready to play on the instrument without the words, then try both together, voice and instrument. It's a great way of training your brain to understand the link between what you already know and what you're trying to learn. Okay, so now we can start to add other rhythmic groupings to our vocabulary. So we'll add 2/16 notes and an 1/8 note. This will now be known as lemonade, and also 1/8 note and 2/16 notes, which is now known as black currant. So now let's try a reading exercise with our added lemonade and black currant. So first we'll use our voice. Coca-Cola coffee, Coca-Cola tea, black currant, coffee, tea, lemonade, lemonade, Coca-Cola lemonade, black currant, lemonade, lemonade, tea. And now with our sticks on our instrument, and don't forget, if you need that extra support, say the words out loud as you're playing. Say them in your head, whisper them, whatever's going to work. Okay, great. So hopefully now you're starting to see being faced with some rhythmic notation isn't quite as daunting as it first was, and is now becoming something that you can access and understand. So in addition to all those rhythmic groupings and those associated words, we're going to try and attempt to add some 1/8 note triplets. 1/8 note triplets are featured heavily in the subdivision video, so you can check that out. But a really great way to phonetically sound out 1/8 note triplets is to simply say triplet, triplet, triplet. So let's see how we get on adding those to our reading exercise. So here's that exercise with our voice first. Tea, triplet, coffee, coffee, triplet, tea. Coca-Cola coffee, triplet, tea, tea, triplet, tea. And now on the pad. So a quick point to make for drummers that are trying this is the way that we would stick 1/8 note triplets. So because it's a group of 3, we need to consider which hand is going to come out of that group. So if we play this hand to hand, which is right, left, right, our next word or next beat is going to land on our left hand, which might be a little bit uncomfortable. So if we have one set of 1/8 note triplets, it might be a good idea to stick that pattern as right, left, left, which means your right hand is free to start the next group. On the other hand, if there's 2 sets of 1/8 note triplets, we could stick this hand to hand, right, left, right, left, and then your right hand is free to start the next beat as well. But saying that, it's a really good exercise to maybe play everything hand to hand and just worry about leading with your weak hand. It's only going to make your playing stronger. And just one more example of something similar with our voice first. Coffee, coffee, triplet, Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola, triplet, tea, tea, coffee, triplet, Coca-Cola, triplet, coffee, Coca-Cola, tea. And now on the pad. Okay, so now we've established some understanding of the sound of our rhythmic groupings, we can start to poke holes in those rhythms with quarter note rests. Every note value has an equivalent rest, so today we're going to be working with the quarter note rest, or the crotchet rest. So the crotchet rest is worth 1 quarter note, and it's a space in your playing. As the name suggests, it's a rest. So let's see how we get on by adding these into a reading exercise. Coffee, coffee, rest. Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola, triplet, tea. Rest, coffee, rest. Triplet, rest, rest. Coca-Cola, tea. And now let's try that on the pad. So if you're struggling to mark out a quarter note rest in your playing, an effective way of doing it is to mime the crotchet in mid-air. So you're still counting the note, but you're not making any sound on your instrument. This will emphasise the beat, keep you in time, but actually not make any sound on your instrument. One more example of this. Rest, coffee, rest. Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola, rest. Triplet, tea. Rest, coffee, rest, rest, rest. Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola, tea. and now on the pad. Okay, well done, you've made it to the end. If you tackled this exercise without any prior knowledge of reading rhythms, then I think that's a massive achievement. So there's enough information here in this video to get you playing and understanding basic rhythm notation, whether that's on the pad or any other instrument. There's a link in the description to my website where you can download some free reading resources, which is just to test you out, just to practice, have a go. It's really advisable to practice all this stuff to a metronome, so just make sure that all those rhythmic groupings are happening in time and it's keeping all your subdivisions as accurate as possible. Remember, always start at a manageable tempo. If speed is forcing you to make mistakes, then just slow it down. It's definitely not a race. So that's all from me. So thanks for watching, have fun, and I'll see you next time.